Graham Potter's first home game at West Ham United sees Fulham come to the London Stadium with a spirited and more better. That really isn't very good English.
More
Start
better.
again.
More better.
Oh, dear.
Improved, Jake.
Improved. Starts with me to go on. An improved performance on Friday night, as we did bow out of the FA Cup, but in better fashion than we probably would have done under the former gaffer. And we now look to push on in the Premier League, 2 home games in the space of 6 days, where we want to pile the points. So welcome back to West Ham Unofficial Match Preview. Larry, Mike, Gary, how are we, folks?
Good, thanks, mate. You? All good, mate.
Not bad.
Good.
Not bad at all.
Right,
so let's start with our sort of thoughts on everything that's happened. Graham Potter is our new manager. What do we make of Friday night, Mike?
Yeah, much improved. Obviously, the first half was great. I think we go on and win the game if we don't get those 2 injuries. I thought Villa just didn't have any ideas. They didn't put us under any pressure. But yeah, the substitution, obviously Sufel for Somerville, for me, just killed it. Okay, they get a lucky corner and they score a goal from it, but take that out of it. We won that game if Somerville stays on the pitch. Him and Kudus, I thought, hunted them down at the back, and they didn't really look like it was going to play it out of the back at all. I thought, yeah, they're there for the taking, but the injuries killed us, mate. And I feel sorry for Potter, really, because it would have been a great start for him, but a lot of improvement.
Absolutely. People have called the corner controversial. It's not even controversial, Gary. It's factually incorrect. It wasn't a corner. And if that isn't given, then who knows? Look, they were piling the pressure on. And yes, we should have defended the corner better, but we shouldn't have been put in that position to start with. But that's done and dusted. Overall, I was impressed with what I saw.
Well, considering it'd been there, 36 hours or whatever it was. I mean, we
one training session.
Yeah, we had purpose. We had people could see it, how we were playing. We had energy. We were running around like I've never seen. Piqueta, for example, looked like he cared. Kudos looked like he cared. The whole team were energized and on the front foot. I mean, we started a lovely goal. We started with, and we were never under any pressure in the first half at all. As Mike said, unfortunately, someone got a hamstring injury, had to go off. But I'm really positive. And Potter talks with a bit of passion, a bit of knowledge, and a bit of optimism, because under J-Lo, I swear I didn't listen to any of his press conferences. It was so dull. You knew exactly what he was going to say. It was just so boring. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm bored, I'm not even getting paid to play for West Ham. Imagine the players having this every week.
It was tedious. One of the noticeable inclusions on Friday night was Ollie Scholes, Larry, and I thought he did himself proud. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, he's been in the door, as Gary said, 36 hours, and he starts an under-21 player at left back. Other managers would have shifted Sufal here and put one beside player. No, he started a left back, a young left back, and he was blooming brilliant. And I think the fans singing his name pushed him on as well, gave him a bit of impetus. And I expect him to start on Tuesday.
100%. I've been talking about Scholes for some time now in the academy. I always rated him very well. He's so for him to come up, and then like what Gary said, Potter, he speaks my type of language. He's got that motivation in there. He addresses the team, the history, the fans, all that, and addresses it well. He also talked about before that match about looking at our academy and our youth. And what does he do? He puts Scholes in there. What Scholes do? He gets the player of the match. He was doing great. He was doing corners out of the side. He did a free kick. He had one snafu a little bit, if you want to call it there, but that stuff happens. We recovered. And another thing about Scholes to go on, now we're shifting from worrying about a manager, about having enough people to put on the pitch. One thing I think Scholes gives you is some versatility. He can play midfield as well, and he can play even a center back position. That might be a lot on a youth, but I can tell you, I'd rather see him up there than a Sufal or a Cresswell. He's got energy.
Can you play up front, Larry? That's what we need.
Yeah, well, that's a whole separate thing. But I was that's true, Gary. That's why that window is even more critical now, right? But I was very pleased. I was very pleased to see him.
Potter gave me a call, but I said it's too cold for me at the moment. Graham went warm up.
You wimp. Absolute wimp. Fathead WL, good evening, everyone. Massive game Tuesday. Firstly, do we have 11 fit players, let alone enough to fill the bench? Well, on behalf of my... Oh, see, Larry agrees. Larry's put himself forward. Look. There we are.
I don't know how I did that, but all right.
I, on behalf of my preview team at West Ham officials, put everybody forward for selection on Tuesday night. So, lads, if you get a call tomorrow, then you know who to thank, all right?
Just the old days, Mike.
Yeah, I've chucked my boots away, Gary. So that's it, mate.
Yeah, me too, mate. I tell you.
I'll have to buy you some flash pink ones, Mike.
No, never wore coloured boots, mate.
Me neither.
Yeah, but
Don't like green flash. They were the best.
Yeah.
well, no, but Mike, the joke there is that I'd have found them in the half price reduced aisle, and that's where I got them. I give it to you, wouldn't I?
Right, okay.
That's where you do all your shopping, Jake, isn't it?
It's where I do all my shopping. I love a good yellow sticker, me.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I didn't realise Lidl's did football boots.
well, they do everything else in the middle of that shop, so I'm sure they must do.
Other
but it
shops,
also
you can shop at other shops.
yes, you can. Let's not get embroiled in any. Yeah. Well said, Mike. Right. Fathead. Secondly, obviously, we can get the new manager bounce that we need, at least in terms of performance. Hoping to see some skulls in person. Just try saying that after a few, and maybe a few other young players getting a shout out as well. Absolutely, yeah. And I think it's sort of introduced Potter's mindset and ethos from minute one, right? And somebody put it on Twitter in the afternoon and went, he's going to start a youngster. I thought, surely not his first game. And he went out and he did it, and it was brilliant, right? And maybe it's just removing that stigma of what we've had in the past of just not involving them whatsoever at the Academy of Football. And I think it was welcomed.
The other thing I really liked was the first time this season, others agree, you looked at a team and think, it's actually a bit of coaching that's happened here.
Absolutely.
They know what they're doing. Whereas before, I'm sat in the stands, that's what Mike's saying, you're thinking, what on earth is going on here? They look like they've got no clue, but on Friday night, they all had an idea what they were doing.
We had structure, we had a plan, and we had a way of going about it. All three things that we haven't had so far this season. He had a 3-hour training session with them on Thursday, whenever it was, before they went up to Villa on Friday. That's the impact that he had in such a short amount of time when Lopetegui's got very little out of them in a 6-month period. I think it speaks volumes, actually. But there we go. If nothing else, at least they'll be passionate about the game, the club, and the shirt. Listen, some of the players might have just been trying to get in the manager's good books early. Paqueta, as an example, and all of those sorts of players. But a little bit more from them was good. It was nice to see. Absolutely, the fans singing Skulls' name was the highlight. Skulls' name was the highlight of the game. It was really good. Absolutely. Fact is, we would have been with Potter or another decent manager. Mark says we should have been like this all season if we'd appointed the right manager from the start. There we are. So refreshing to see Skulls play so well against a very good side. Well, I mean, Mum got very excited earlier on because Anton Ferdinand was on Dancing on Ice, right? Anton has ice skates on his feet now. He even did the irons, I heard, as well, our Anton, on Dancing on Ice this evening, representing the mighty Hammers. Very good indeed. Early doors, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Good to see you. Any update on Somerville for Tuesday? We haven't seen anything. Obviously, we know Fulcrook's out, but yeah, we'll come on to we will come on to we can field a team in a minute. That's what. Yeah. After a few, Jake, you're struggling after a few squashes. Way, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We aren't missing Mubama. Didn't look good even against Salford, grabbed a lucky goal. Yeah, well, surprised to see his name on the team sheet for Manchester City and scoring a goal as well. Anton Ferdinand is classed as a celebrity now. Yeah, but they got to scrape the barrel with these programs. We've been doing it for 15 years. There's only so many celebrities that they can get out in there.
Don't watch it, Jake. They get taken off then.
Oh, I don't watch it. It's like watching paint dry. I don't watch it. Exactly. So, right now, Mike, I got a bit of a secret, right?
Not about your girlfriend again, Jake, is it?
No. There's something about somebody on this show tonight. They thought I'd forgotten, but I wouldn't forget, would I? Everybody, it's Larry's birthday. Well, you all clapped. Well, that was
Happy
like
birthday,
August.
Larry.
Well, I tell you what, first of all, that was like I planned that and we hadn't. You both just clapped straight. That was brilliant.
It's not every day, man. Not that every day man's 70, Jake. You need to clap.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm still breathing. I have to thank a lot of people.
Well, that's a good start.
I got to thank the oxygen and breathing, and it's all good. But yeah,
There
thank
we
you very
go.
much.
Do you know what? I was chuffed with that. I went like that and they both clapped like they're my little minions. Should we try that again, lads? Oh, blimmin' hell.
We're not before monkeys, Jake.
Well, I personally think we should orchestrate a chorus of Happy Birthday, but should we do it at the end of the show?
Yeah.
When the cameras are off.
Yeah.
When the
Get the
cameras-
cake out and blow the candles out as well.
But no, Larry, a very happy birthday, and thank you very much for all of the invaluable contributions that you provide to West Ham Official, even though you're sodding off now midweek. That's all right.
Yes. Work
What did you
hard.
do for your birthday, Larry? Anything nice?
What'd you
The
get?
white, nothing. At this age, you're just happy to be alive. But you know,
It's nice and somber, isn't it?
I know the
Sounds like-
feeling, mate.
Christ, sounds like Mike.
the wife had to be out of town, so we're going to actually celebrate kind of the festivities and stuff next week.
That's
She
a
had a-
birthday present.
Yeah, hey, that was my birthday. I stayed home and watched sports all weekend. You know,
Yeah,
American
yeah,
football and
but
stuff like
that's
that. So can't ask much for that, but no, just chilling out for the day.
Well, I mean, this is something. If Anton Ferdinand is getting a call up, surely next year we could see Larry, Gary, or Mike on Dancing on Ice.
Yeah. A bit
That's right.
disappointed I haven't had a shout yet.
Well, I mean,
Bless you.
Mike, I think that could be something a little bit like for you, because you know, bless you.
Woo, bless you again.
That's a good lady over there.
Yeah, us lads, we're nearer to the ice, aren't we? Like us two, Mike. I think we'd be quite good because we're nearer to the ice. There's not so much to go fall down to, is there?
Yeah, I haven't got so far to fall, no.
Exactly, I ain't got so far to fall. Yeah, but that doesn't affect how many times you fall, though, does it?
No, I wouldn't fall over, Jake.
No, you wouldn't. No, he's backing himself.
My skiing with it's the same sort of thing as skiing, isn't it? So
When was the last time you went skiing, Mike?
20-something years ago.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say about 3
How
years
long?
ago. Make me look like a prat.
Hang on, let's ask the wife. How long ago was it I skied? Last skied?
Yeah, about 16, 17 years.
About 16 years ago.
16 years ago. Right. We'll go 17 years because that's my lifetime, Mike. So you haven't skied for my whole lifetime.
Yeah, but you just don't forget those things, Jake.
You don't forget them, do you? Oh,
No,
right,
it's like
okay.
riding a bike, mate.
I can't ride a bike.
Of course you can. We'll go right back.
I can't. Honestly, I can't. I used to fall off the thing, get
What?
little scabs on me elbow. It was a traumatic experience. A really traumatic experience. Well, we did a good 10 minutes of West Ham chat there to start with. I was quite pleased with that. Lily, hope you're well. Jake, are you going Tuesday? We're not. Also, could you give a shout out to West Ham's women's team who should beat Chelsea on Sunday? Let's hope they beat Chelsea on Sunday. Always for any team to beat Chelsea. So who is going Tuesday? Are either of you two gentlemen going?
I might back out depending on the weather because I'm an old man. It's too cold to sit in there. So,
Yeah.
Oh God, you're all trying to plead sympathy tonight with the old card, aren't you? Flipping heck. I mean,
I'm going
God.
to try and wrap up. Yeah, we'll be all right.
the trouble
Yeah.
is, are you staying up there, Mike? The trouble is, it's so long. You get back so late.
No, I'm not staying up. But yeah, it's then become you get home late and the next day is hard work then.
I'm
Yeah,
always
well,
advised-
especially at your age, lads. I mean, the next day must be
Especially at
hell.
I'm always advised to go knowing that Potter's in charge. And I definitely 100% would not have gone if J-Lo was in charge.
No,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
that's one of the main reasons. I think I've seen a lot of managers' first games over the years. I want to make
Yeah.
this another one.
Yeah.
You saw Sid King's first game, Mike, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Larry, are you going on Tuesday? Are you popping on
Yeah.
over?
I think I'm going to be popping over the pond and catching the match.
Yeah.
You'll be there.
On the plane, mate. Come and sit
Yeah.
next to me. You'll
Yeah,
be all right.
I'll
I
definitely
would
go to
love to.
Paris Saturday. I should definitely go to that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry, we'll get you over at some point. Are you like planning to come, Larry?
Yes, I am. I'm still talking my wife into it because the problem is, she works in academia and stuff like that. So a lot of our schedule
Mm.
is during a time where she can't go. And then
Oh.
I did try. Well, I can just go without you. And as most of the married men in here probably know, that didn't go over too well.
Larry's under the thumb. He's got to get his brownie
Larry,
points
it's how you
in.
phrase it, mate. You're going over for a work project.
You know it. I tell you, I have to go over and do something. But no, it's definitely in the works. She knows it's one of my priorities. Trust me. I let her know all the time, especially when your dad sends me some live videos. See, I could be there. I could be there. So she's sitting over there rolling her eyes.
Do you know what I'll do? Just for you, Larry, I'll get you a free ticket, right? It's a brilliant ticket, right? It's up in Trevor Brook in Upper by the away fans, right? I can get you a seat up there for free, right? I'll sort it out, all right? Because there's somebody I know who sits up in the safe standing bit up by the away fans, right? And I'll get a ticket off him, and then I'll take the credit for it, all right?
Okay, that sounds like a winner.
Yeah. Mike, of course, sits.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Lawrence. You can come with me, mate. No problem.
Well, sit next to me, Larry, as well, if you want to.
No, sit with Gary. He sits in the posh seats.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
all right.
Gary's got back.
Yeah, Gary sits in the posho seats.
Yeah,
Gary's got his name. Gary's got his name on the bloody seat.
Your dad sent me a picture of that, Gary,
Oh,
of your seat. I was like, that's high class.
Once, Mike, get this. We were in there early and we thought we'd wander around and we found his seat, right? So we found his name on the seat. I thought, this is different gravy, this is. Right. We went back round and slummed it in Bobby Moore Lower, where we've got to, look at our seat ticket, and get the number of the seat, not just look for our name. Like,
Jake.
I bet he's got a bottle of wine, prawn sandwich,
yeah. Yeah, he's got a little butler that comes out after half hour, gives him what he wants.
Yeah.
When you're a complete talentless, useless knob like me, you have to show everybody.
Oh dear. Words and pictures. Congratulations, Larry. Hope you are enjoying your day.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, very good.
Absolutely. When you went skiing, did you fall down when you went skiing, Mike, or did you need assistance?
No,
I bet you fell over flat on your face.
The first time I skied, I fell over because I just wanted to just get out there and do it. All this messing about. Let's just get out there and go down this slope, and I ended up in heap at the bottom. But that was the first time.
Oh, there we go. Right, so we've done 7 minutes talking about anything else. So we better return to the matter in hand. And what better time to now go to a very special edition? I hope he's planned. He's a bit rusty. I hope he's ready. That's okay. Here we go then for a birthday special. It's time to gear ourselves up. He's had all day to think about this. Right, here we go. I'm stalling because I can't find the image. There it is. It's time to go over to a very special birthday edition of Larry's Stat Attack. Larry, take it away, my friend.
Okay, gentlemen and ladies in the chat, how you doing? Just starting off, we are currently sitting in 14th place with 23 points. Fulham is sitting in 9th. Our record's 6-5-9. They're 7-9-4. Head-to-head matches in the Prem, we played 29 times, and we actually got a good record against Fulham, really. 16 wins, 7 draws, and 6 defeats. We've won 8 times of those at being at home. The last 3 matches really haven't been the best for us, though. In September, we drew, as we know, 1-1. April, we lost 2-0, and then last December, we got battered 5-0. In the last 5 matches, we're 1-2-2, and they're 1-4-0. So they haven't lost any, but they're drawing a lot. These are definitely they're sitting at the 9th, and these next 2 matches are matches I think we really need to try to take advantage of and get some points. Like I said, we'll talk more about the injuries and stuff like that. But Bowen's out, but he's still our leading scorer with 5, so that goes to show you we're not scoring many goals, even though Aketa got 1. Bowen's also the leader in assists, so still there. And then for one guy that's getting hot for them is Jimenez. He's got 8 goals for them, and the American defender who's playing really well, Robinson in the back, who actually I think he was Premier League, one of the players of December. He's got 7 assists there. Total goals, we scored 24. They've scored 30. We've given up 39 goals, which is quite a bit, and then they've given up 27. So Marco Silva, who we played again, is a great manager. He likes to have a little bit of a high press on there, so we'll see what they do with us and see how our boy Potter sets it up. So that's our stats for the day.
There we go. Thank you, Larry. Let's all clap for his birthday. There we go. His contribution is valued. And one thing I will pick up on is that you mentioned Fulham 5, West Ham 0. And there's only one gentleman who was at that game, right? The 5-0 cursor, right? Mike Hatcher. 2 games he went to, and we considered 5 in both, right? Mike, you were right at the front that day, weren't you?
I witnessed it, and it was awful.
Oh,
it was awful.
Did you stay for the whole match, Mike?
Yeah, of course, Larry. Got to.
Yeah, he's no plastic, right? He's seen
Yeah,
some
I got
crap
it.
in his time through the 50s and 60s.
Got
you
to.
know.
We were out singing them still. We were still singing, mate. And
I respect that.
Before the war, Larry, they were terrible, Mike. I tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on, Gary.
The first war. The first war.
Well, I mean, he didn't specify what war. He could have meant the Cold War, or he could have meant, you know.
I meant the Boer War, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean up you well. He says, I can't see there's much to play for this season, so a positive spin. It's 4 months for the manager to really look at the squad with the pressure off. It's a head start to plan for next season.
I feel really sorry for him actually, because we've got no Antonio, no Bowen, and no Fulcrum. So you know he's really like up front. And we've got no one in the youth because Marshall's on loan. So I don't know what he's going to do up front. I expect Ings will start. I thought he was very poor when he came on.
He was terrible. He was terrible, man.
So
I think he's going to play Kudus up front.
Do you?
Yeah. I think he's going to play him down the middle.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I would not.
No.
I think he's basically seen what players can do now or can't do, more like certain players can't do, and I reckon he's thinking he ain't going to lose. He ain't going to lose nothing by trying Kudus up the middle, up top.
Who would you put on right, Mike?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's a difficult one, Larry, because we need Somerville fit.
Yeah, that's another thing. We don't know. You're right. We don't know about Somerville.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course, it's heavily dependent here in terms of flexibility on Somerville's fitness. We just don't know at this stage, and I imagine that Potter will keep his cards relatively close to his chest on that one. So, yeah, if we've got Somerville available, I think that's an option because you could have Paqueta on one side, Somerville on the other, and Kudus down the middle. But if you don't have Somerville, all of a sudden, then if you have Kudus down the middle, you've got Paqueta on one side and who do we put on the other wing? I don't know. So, yeah, I think whether Ings plays or not is probably not dependent on him. It's dependent on Somerville, and whether he is up to the task. Our shining light of optimism is in the chat. Who's that? Peter.
Pete, and he's predicting a loss. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies. 2 tough games this week. Fulham undefeated in 8 league games and Palace 1 loss in 8 league games. Also, they both have strikers who score goals. Well, I mean, it's all factual. Yeah,
that's true.
It's all factual. I mean, I do feel for him with the whole striker thing. It's a bit of a nightmare.
I would love Keelan Casey to get a game as well, rather than Mavropanos.
Mavropanos had a nice head ball in the guy's knee.
He's an absolute clown, isn't he? Absolute clown. I'll tell you what just about sums it up is Gary said the bloke's name and all 3 of us groaned. And that just about sums it up. Like, he's useless. He can't pass the ball forward. He can't defend.
Jake, the only thing he can do is just put out the best side he thinks can get us something. Even if I wouldn't risk Somerville. I really wouldn't. I'd keep him for Palace if I thought he was going to, make it worse, make the injury worse. I would hold him back because we need him badly at the moment.
Yeah.
You might as well play Gil Herme and give him a go and see what he can.
I agree.
I would not risk Somerville at all. I think Fulham's a real tough one. So's Palace as well. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't risk him. I'd stick Kudus up there. I would probably have to play Gil Herme and Paqueta.
What you could do, Mike, is put Supal right back and Wan-Bissaka in front of him, maybe.
Yeah.
He could
do that. He could do the Ryan Frederick thing we did on Jack Grealish.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he could do that. I feel sorry for the guy because he's not got many options, but he might pull out another wild card and throw a youngster in.
I mean, that Gila Herme, that's a name that has completely, evaporated from my mind, who is a winger possibility as well. I mean, there are still, there still are solutions to this for Potter. It's just how
I would also bring Freddie Potts back up from loan in Portsmouth.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
Have you heard about any of that, Gary, or anything? Because I like that idea. Have we heard about bringing up?
I don't know, but he's getting rave reviews at Pompey. They all say he's a great player.
They say he's one of the best players they've had there.
Yeah, well, too, right?
Seen there ever.
He went to Wickham last year. They said the same thing. He's gone to Pompey, and they've said he's brilliant there. Get him back because we're in trouble with him. Let that Rodriguez go because he didn't want to be here, and he's just useless. So just get rid of him. Right, we didn't pay nothing for him, so just get him off the books. And get Potts back, someone that actually wants to play for West Ham, and it's probably quality-wise going to be better than what we've got there in Rodriguez. Just before we go to predictions, just a thought on Fulham. Of course, according to reports, we were after their manager, Marco Silva. We didn't want to pay the get-out clause. We had to pay £8 million or whatever to get him out of Fulham. Good side. He's got them set up well. They always win against us. They always score against us.
But Jake, there are two words that give you optimism for Fulham. And they are Issa Diop.
Diop, yeah.
Is he still playing?
He's still playing.
Yeah,
Played the other day.
Yeah.
Christ.
So as long as he's in the team, I think to myself, things they ain't that good.
It's terrible.
Oh dear. Yeah, we are able to bring back Potts if we want to. Yeah, and I would bring him back.
So would I.
Absolutely. Yeah, Fulham, they're a decent outfit and they're a steady side, Mike, more than anything. You know, they'll beat some half decent times. They're a steady side.
They have, but I mean, I watched them the other day, drew 0-0 with Southampton.
Yeah.
You know, they're good on their day, but they can have off days as well, Jake. And they're not really ripping it up. I think if we go out there and honestly, I would even probably think about, like Gary said, maybe drop Caden Casey in the player back 3, back 5. You know what I mean? Frustrate them a bit, give them a game, but give ourselves a chance of getting something out of this game. I think, to be totally honest, what I like about Potter is he gets the fans and he knows if he's got the fans on his side, he's got a chance. And he knows that bringing in a youngster, you know, West Ham fans absolutely love that. You know, one of our own is, you know what I mean? To see one of our own come through is great. And he's got that already. So I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't bring another one in.
Absolutely, yeah, and we will see that with time to come. Let's go on to some predictions. Right, as it's your birthday, Larry, you can have first dibs.
Well, I'm thinking that we're going to need to try to pull a result out of this one because we got Crystal City on Saturday, and they're 15th. They're only like 2 points behind us, so I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
There we go. That's good. Gary?
3-2 to West Ham.
Ooh, a lot of scoring.
Better. Right, now this is the time. See, Mike's prediction is still in, and I'm going to take it. West Ham 2, Fulham 1.
I thought about that one.
Got in there.
I could see it. I knew exactly what he was going to say.
Hey, Mike, I thought you were going to say 2-1, so I was like, no, I'm not going to take Mike's thing. And what does Jake do? Just like he steals a reduced sausage at Greg's, he takes your pick.
I knew it. I was just. I thought Gary was going to go 2-1. I was thinking, Gary, don't go 2-1. Don't go 2-1 because I knew Mike would go 2-1.
I thought
Mike, it's so bad.
2-1, 1-1, 3-2. 1-0.
1-0. There we
1-0.
go.
Okay.
I'll tell you what,
I'll
Mike.
take that.
Mike, it's that bad. I now know what prediction you're going to predict for a game. I'm in your head.
Well, Mike thinks we're going to keep a clean sheet, which is good.
Well,
That would
yeah,
be
that's
great,
something,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to play 10 at the back.
What do we think about the goalkeeping situation then, lads? Who should be in goal?
Oh,
Fabianski.
Lucas, to be fair, Fabianski, because we all know how Brighton used to play, and a lot of that was dependent on the keeper being able to just knock little balls. They used to have the 2 centre backs sitting there, sucking in the strikers from the other team, and then knock little balls in. And to be fair, I thought Fabianski's kicking had improved 100% Friday. I thought, flipping hell, I've not seen him pass a ball like that for a long time. You know, perhaps he's installed a bit of confidence in him. I don't know. I really don't know, but I think you stick with Fab.
I think he will as well. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, this is where we can start to assess. And I said in the build-up to the Villa game is that I'm not going to pass too much judgment on Potter until we play Villa again up there at the end of the month. By then, he'd have had 2 home league games, the cup game, and after that test up at Villa Park at the end of the month. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, it's going to be a bit different to what we've seen in, you know...
Does anyone know what he's been promised in terms of the transfer window? Has he got any funds?
I think his funds are here, actually. His funds are here. I've got about 12 black biros in here. I've got a highlighter. He ain't got a lot else.
The trouble is, guys, I think we got to offload, haven't we? I mean,
Yeah.
he knows that. He can see the players he needs to offload. You know, we've got to do it, even if we don't get much for them. I think, you know, we could name 5 players now that we know, you know, he's probably looking at thinking they got to go. You know, but that's not easy to shove five out and get 5 in. We need a striker badly now.
I'm hoping Arsenal coming for Kudos for like 100 million. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be. I'll take that.
To be honest, that's what we need. We need either Paquetá or Kudus to get big money, and I don't think we get it from Paquetá. I think Kudus is the big money, and then we need to bring 3 or 4 players in with that.
Well, I mean, realistically, what we've got to do if we want a transfer, if we want a decent transfer budget in it, we've got to thank people like Gary for, investing so heavily in the club in their posh, expensive season tickets. So really, we should be thanking Gary if we've got any transfer budget, because he's the one that's pumping the funds in.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't get much of a player on my season ticket.
Exactly. See, you sit here with the brass neck, Mike, and call me tight, and you're up there in the cheap seats, right?
What we need really,
what
we really need is Darren Brown appointed to the Broad. So there's like mind tricks on the other clubs. Yeah. So we say Mavropanos 50 million, and they go, "Oh, what's the bargain?"
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna have to pay somebody to get rid of him.
Not 50 quid.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep a clean sheet / pillowcase or duvet. Our defense is so bad.
I tell you.
Okay. That's why we're going to play 10 at the back.
Look, Mike's convinced 10 at the back at home to Fulham. Just because I nicked this 2-1 prediction, 1-0 West Ham. Rice to win Sodal again, which is of course amusing. Absolutely, was glad to see Manchester United beat them a little bit earlier on. Before we wrap things up now, I've got a message from your biggest fan, Larry, on your birthday. Right?
Who's that?
That's my girlfriend. Honestly, she is. I mean, her favourite isn't me. It's you, Larry. Right?
Oh, that's very nice, and thank you for the.
That's the American man, Jake.
Yes, Larry, you'll have to come over now to meet her then.
That's right.
We haven't yet, have we, Gary?
No, she's got a few American boyfriends there, Mike. That's why.
Well, to be fair, Gary, you're only about 20 minutes away, so I'm surprised you haven't been scouting around, to be fair.
I've seen her loads of times. We've got a few Americans next door. She's always around here. I think,
oh, is she? Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't blame her, because around your area, there's plenty of money. Mike, there's plenty of money about around there. Them Americans that live next door to Gary, there must be a few bob around down.
And every time I'm in McDonald's or KFC, she's there. I go, that's for American firm, she says.
Right, it's come to that time of the show where we're going to sing Larry happy birthday. Are we ready? I'm going to lead it, lads. All right, ready?
Go on,
oh, this is going to go painfully wrong. Right, I apologise for the delay in advance, but Larry, smile away because you won't get much else. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larry. Happy birthday to you. Well done.
Thank you very much. Outstanding. Maybe next year, you guys, you can turn me into like one of the songs you sing at the stadium, and then that would be for next year.
Larry, who's your favourite ever Hammer?
Who's my favorite?
Ever.
Looks so inquisitive, sat there like that.
I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with hooking.
Who was that?
Hooking.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who my favorite Hammer is. That's a good question.
He's only a part-timer. He's only supported West Ham for about 4 years.
No, longer than that. About 7 years now. No, 6 or 7 years. 2019, I started popping up on them. Honestly, it was toward the end of his career, but I just like how he led it. I like Noble. I mean, since I've been around from when he came there, just how, even now, I like his personality. He really knows how to. I like people with leadership. A guy who's proud of the badge and who you can see leadership all over him and stuff like that. And that's another thing Potter did. He shouted out Mark Noble during his thing there too. So, I'd have to say Mark Noble.
I'll tell you one thing for nothing. Mike's favourite players, Vic Watson. He used to enjoy him in his 20s and 30s,
I remember when he was a boy, Jake.
Yeah, you remember when he was a boy, didn't you?
And Ted Houghton in goal.
Yeah.
when he was knee high to a grasshopper, you were there, weren't you, Mike? You know, seeing him over. Yeah.
Mike and I grew up in the glorious 80s, so when West Ham had a good side. So
Wow.
50s, 80s, 50s.
80s, yeah.
No,
Devon
50s.
Shea, Brooklyn, great players.
Billy Bonds.
Billy Bonds,
Yeah.
Charlie Bonds. I've
Alvin
seen some
Martin.
of him as the best. Yeah.
Bill Parks, Ray Stewart, Frank Lampard Senior.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I can
junior.
name the whole 1975 team, so, you know.
Nice.
Alan
What about-
Taylor.
What about 1923 Cup final team, Mike?
No,
What
I
was that?
struggle with that one.
What about the War Cup, Mike? What about that? Were you involved in that?
No, I can only name about
What about 1964 Cup final? You can remember that, surely, Mike?
64. Yeah, I was a kid then.
Yeah. You were winding up the radio listening to that, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah. 64. No, my first game was 1970.
Nice.
Was it?
1970 was
Wow.
my first game. Yeah.
He's making us up as he goes along.
No, it wasn't. It was at Southampton. Bobby Moore.
Let me
Martin
guess, we
Peters-
can see
Martin
5.
Peters didn't play that day. We did win it. We won actually 2-0, I think.
False hope.
But Moore and Hurst played, but
You saw
Peters
Bobby
didn't.
Moore play. That's impressive.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it was. I did get to see Martin Peters play later, so I got to see all three of them play.
Wow.
There we
That
are.
is impressive.
Wow. So as we sit here to celebrate Larry's 25th birthday, we get to reminisce on the good old days of Mike back in the 70s. Let's hope
71, something like that. I can't remember the exact.
let's hope that some of those players that we've discussed, similar performances can be replicated in the remainder of the season. I hardly doubt it, but it's got to start somewhere, and hopefully a big step forward on Tuesday night. We were on TNT Sports 4 on Tuesday night. I didn't even know that existed, right? But there we are. So yeah, that is going to be it. Mike's like, I don't know, I've still got black and white. I've still got what's it called? Teletext. There's no TV in Mike's house. It's teletext.
Can't beat the old teletext, mate. I used to watch a lot of games on teletext.
Right, for a special occasion, I'm now going to hand over to Larry for the final thought. And once Larry stops talking, I'm going to end the show. So, Larry, over to you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks to you, Gary, and Mike, as always. And Larry, over to you to wrap things up.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it very well. I just want us to go out on Tuesday, play with passion and hustle like we saw in the Villa match, and let's get some kind of result. Come on, you Irons.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.